Rats, will you stop it? Welcome to the show, which I think we need to come up with a title for the show, because we just say, oh, look, go and look for Iain, Lee and Katherine Boyle. That's a lot. So I had two suggestions.
Yeah.
The first one is my favourite suggestion, the Iain and Katherine Hour.
Right.
It's a joke.
Why?
Because it's half an hour.
Good one.
Or just the Iain and Katherine show. Now, here's the reason I like the second one more, because if you go to your podcast provider and type in the Iain and Katherine show, it comes up anyway. So we should just call it that.
Okay. I don't mind that. I mean, I think we've known each other long enough to be on first name terms.
Okay. How is this show made possible? It's made possible by our wonderful patrons who sign up, and they get to watch 3 hours of this every week. They get access to hundreds of hours of podcasts and shows. We got some new Patreons.
Tell us.
This week. Let me just check. What was the date last Friday? It was the 15th. Okay, so I want to say thank you to Craig. Craig is back in the hood. I think, welcome, Craig.
Hey.
And Robert is here as well. And I thought, but then I didn't sort it out, because there are different tiers on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Right. These guys are in, I think, $3.99, I think it is. But there are other tiers on the Patreon, and I thought maybe it would be good to acknowledge some of.
Let's big them up.
Some of the higher. I'm typing at the same time as I'm talking, and that is what is confusing me. And I thought we could acknowledge some of those people that are in the higher tiers and give them their names.
Well, people like Peter,
Adrian,
people like Steve Russell,
James Erskine,
Rich,
Dan Sadler,
Paul Jarman.
Oh, hang on. Not all of these are. No, hang on. Not all. James Erskine, his money was declined. I think some of these are old.
Oh, for heaven's sake! Well, I'm going to thank them anyway.
No, because the list goes on for long, and a lot of these people.
It's a historical thank you.
No, because
what are you doing with your life?
Let's not do this. Well, here's what we're going to do next week.
Yes.
We can do it now. I've just worked out how to do it. Imagine listening to this crap.
So smeared.
Why would I pay money to sign up to this crap? Here we go. We got the list. We got Peter.
So definitely still
Let's
Peter.
go through this.
Peter.
Dan Sadler.
Freddie.
No, I don't think this list is
Oh,
works.
for
I don't think
sake.
it does. Go and have a look at the Patreon. And there are different tiers. And if you sign up for the £20 tier, you get invited to a Zoom meeting, which we will be having. We will be having our Zoom meeting probably Saturday the 30th, or a weeknight. It'll probably be. You stifled a yawn there.
I know, I try my very best. And it's not through boredom. I don't get it. I can never, if I'm bored, I haven't got the strength to yawn. I'm just really tired. I went to bed yesterday at a time when actually most babies would go, come on, mate, stretch out a bit longer. So
tell me about falling asleep on the sofa.
I fell asleep on the sofa, right? I was watching TV. Fell asleep on the sofa after work. And woke up and I thought, and I was all like, in a cotton mouth and everything, thinking, I've been here for ages. What time is it? I bet it's midnight. It wasn't even 9 o'clock. So I went and I got into bed and I was out for the night.
It's the little old lady from Pasadena.
I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired.
I've had great. Okay, well let's talk about my dance with the devil this week. I danced with the devil. I've played a dangerous game that will burn my fingers. Right, so So work is quite quiet, and I thought, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a course, CPD. I'm going to go on a course.
Broaden your horizons.
And learn some skills that I can incorporate. And I really wanted to do couples counselling, work on couples counselling. So I've signed up for, it's an 8-session course, right? And it costs £750.
Does your time watching Maths Oz not count?
It doesn't count, unfortunately.
Oh, God.
No. And so I signed up for it in the morning. Then that evening, I got an email from a reporter from the Daily Mail.
Shh, don't say it 3 times.
And he said, I can read you the email, actually, because it does give it, which account was it? It was in this one. It does give it some, you can hear the bullshit, right? And my first response, genuinely, I was going to do that thing that people do when they're asked to go on GB News and go, oh, look, I'd rather eat my own bollocks than that.
But wait a minute.
But then I thought, actually, could be a good opportunity to promote what I do now. And I've just spent £750. They haven't mentioned a fee. I'll ask for £750. Right. So this was the original email. I'm going to find it. I'm a reporter from Daily Mail Online and was wondering if it would be possible to speak with you about your experience on I'm a Celebrity for an article I'm writing.
Were you on that?
Mm-hmm. I'm also, and this is where as I'm reading this, I'm thinking, bullshit.
Okay.
I'm also very keen to focus on the work you're doing now and the impact being on the show had on you. If you'd like to speak to me or would like any further details, Can you tell me any more about the article? Is it just me or are you speaking to more former contestants? What's the angle? I've been asked to look at the mental strength / psychology of what it takes to participate on the show. Didn't ask that. Given your current work and experience of being a contestant, thought you'd have some interesting thoughts on this. What strengths are required and what are the dangers? None of this was asked. What impact can being in the jungle have on your mental health? Also, if you've been watching the show, would like your thoughts on what you've noticed and if there's anything going on like you had to face, such as the bullying you've spoken about. He doesn't even... Okay. Would also like to speak about this latter issue, how you cope with it and if it's had any lasting effects.
Yeah.
So he did, I thought he mentioned Vardy in the thing. He doesn't. But it was clear from the first email, you want some dirt on Rebekah Vardy. Because I think she's doing something for The Sun.
She's doing this a similar thing, watching the show and obviously talking as much as she can without mentioning Colleen Rooney in any way that would mean that her bill gets higher.
And getting paid more than $750. So I read that and I thought, right, what they want is a piece about Rebekah Vardy, and I'm going in. If I say yes, I'm going in knowing this, and I'm also going in knowing that whatever I say, they will make it look worse, and whenever I see that article, I will be upset and angry.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, I'll do it for £750. He went, okay, fine. Next day we did the interview.
So did you talk about campmates and the emotional and psychological impact?
First question was, are you watching this series? What do you make of this series? I said, I don't watch it. Sorry? I said, I don't watch it. Oh, is that because of the bullying at the hands of Rebekah Vardy?
Straight in.
I said, no, it's because it feels like it's my old house and I don't like watching people walking around my house. I'm lying like that. Okay. So has it got anything to do with the bullying at the hands of Rebekah Vardy? I said, no, I just can't watch it. It just makes me uncomfortable, so I don't watch it. The next 40 minutes, he was a very, very nice guy, right? The next 40 minutes were, what was Rebekah Vardy like? What was it like being bullied by Rebekah Vardy?
Just casually like throwing it in.
Yeah. What was, would you, and I made a point of, I tell you what was funny. I said, well, of course there was Vardy, there was Dennis Wise, there was Amir Khan, and there was the actor. I can't remember the actor's name. I thought that won't get printed before, if it gets printed, it'll know. And so I made sure I spoke about everyone and I spoke about the really nice people. But it was, I know how these things work. It was all dragged back to Vardy, and that's all they're going to take out of it. They're not going to have me saying nice things about Shappy or Jenny.
They tried to get you to psychoanalyse her, didn't they?
Oh, they said, so what do you think of what she's doing now with The Sun? I said, I didn't know she was doing it. I have no interest in it whatsoever. Do you think she should be allowed to do it? I'm never going to tell a woman or anybody that they can't say what they want to say. That would be ridiculous. Why do you think, in your position as a counsellor, what is behind this need for her to do this, right? And they will have in there, I know they will, me answering that question. Let me tell you, dear listener, I did not answer that question. I said, it's not my job to psychoanalyze or second guess anyone. I have no idea why she is doing that. I don't know her. They will have me answering that question, right? Because I don't think they were recording it. I think he was writing it. So the whole 40 minutes was about that. Did you become a counsellor because of your bullying? No, it's because we had a caller called Chris who was trying to kill himself, and then lots of other things happened. I was really good in that I held back on stuff that I would normally say about drugs and all of that. Didn't say any of that. I was thinking of everything I said, and there was more I could say, and I held back. I thought, I'm not giving you that. And I think it'd been prompted by a tweet I did a couple of days ago where someone said, she bullied you. And the first words she said to me were, I think you're a fucking twat. Which is maybe true, but it's a bold opening gambit. Is when I'd gone and won the posh camp and the poor camp, whatever it was. And have I told you this, the reason why I picked those 5 people to go in the posh side of the camp? Did I tell you the reason?
I think you might have.
They're the only ones whose names I thought I knew. And even then I got Shappies wrong. They're the only one, when they said, right, pick 5 people, I shit myself. I thought, I don't know who they are. So that's why I picked those. And let's just say, and that's not rudeness, it's just because names and faces are not your thing, are they, really? But also, I'm a celebrity, and people. I was the most Googled person. I was the most Googled thing in Britain that night I went in, because people don't recognise who they are. But also, that's the thing, right? So it's awkward enough when you have got a mind slip when it comes to someone's name or face in real life, but when it's someone who is on there as a celebrity, it can look like even more of a dig when it isn't one. No, so I did it. And he kept asking these questions, and I was just laughing. He was laughing. I said, dude, I know exactly what you're after, and I am going to do my best not to give it to you. And then at the end, he said, okay, final question. Because I said okay, final question. Do you hate Rebekah Vardy? So I said that in my work, he said, has the I'm a Celebrity and helped you? I said, well, I do work with some people in broadcasting, and I think that gives it an insight. And finally, he said, final question. Are any of your clients former I'm a Celebrity contestants? And I said, I can't answer that question, right? If they were, I couldn't answer it. If they weren't, I couldn't answer it. It's completely unethical to answer it either way. So I said, dude, I kept calling him dude. I said, I can't answer that. So it will be, Iain Lee did not deny he was working with... It will be that. And I laughed and he laughed. And he said, I know, but are you? And I said, you know what, actually, that is a really good question. It's been lovely to talk to you. And that was it. So that happened, and I thought, oh, okay. And then today I got a message. I deleted the original message. But I got a message saying, what was the quite powerful. Hi, I work with such and such, the guy who did the interview, and it was I found it quite powerful. Do you have any photos we can use? We want to run it this weekend. It will be online. It may go in the paper, that he said. I suspect it will be online. Have you got any photos? And I initially ignored it. And he tried to call, and I ignored it. I thought, well, I should probably get back with something. So I said, really sorry, haven't got any. I'm really, what did I write? Here we go. I'm afraid I don't have any photos. Sorry, I can't be more helpful. Then this was the response that worried me. Could we send a photographer over to get a few photos of our own? And then I started shitting myself thinking, if they're prepared to send a photographer, this might be a little bit bigger than I was thinking it was going to be, because that's a commitment to send a photo. And that's when my heart sunk, and I thought, I said I'd rather not be honest. There must be something online you can use. I understand. Your words are quite powerful, that's all. We can find some old ones to use. Happy to pay you a bit more if you change your mind. I'm really not keen, sorry. It would have to be something substantial, like a couple of grand, which I suspect is out of your budget. I'm away this weekend anyway. Sorry. His reply? You read that reply. No worries, champ. And you gave him a thumbs up, and then he came in with... Read it. You're a fine-looking fella, ... What's that? I replied, that's true. Sorry, I can't be more helpful this time. When they said, can we send a photographer, that's when I thought, okay. What's that, though? Champ. You're a fine-looking fella. What's that? And already I'm pissed off that someone else within the mail has used my telephone number. So that would probably. They said it would come out this weekend. I suspect online. I can't see it going in. Jenna says you gave up the opportunity of standing at a window holding a coffee cup. I can't see it going in the papers.
I'd want you to do one of those like local radio disgruntled pictures, like pointing at something.
Pointing at a pothole.
Pointing at a picture of Vardy.
What do you think about me doing it? I'll be honest.
I can understand why you did it.
Yeah.
I'm sceptical of their... Not sceptical, I'm cynical about their motives. As a journalist, I don't like the approach.
Yeah.
Just a bit icky, innit?
It's horrible. Yeah. It's horrible.
Also, that they tried to get your address, I don't like that.
Well, they've got my address now.
I don't like it.
It's definitely horrible. And I will regret it for a bit. It will pay for this course. When I'm sat down in that course for day one, I will feel a lot better. I mean, here's my thinking. I'll have to chase that money fucking hard to get it. You know what? It possibly was a mistake. But that's okay. That's okay.
It wasn't what you were sold. That's the thing. It wasn't what you were sold.
But we know it was. We knew it. What it was going to be.
I know, but for it to be so obvious,
yeah,
is kind of.
But we knew that.
Yeah.
I went in knowing that it was going to be an article about Rebekah Vardy.
Yeah.
And there you go. And Jim's right. It'll pay for the course and then keep paying for every penny you earn from the. It's absolutely right. It's the Daily Mail, Mail Online, possibly the Mail. And here's my thing. I was thinking today, why am I anxious about this? Well, I'm scared. Okay, what am I scared of? Oh, I'm still scared of Rebekah Vardy. I'm scared of getting sued. I'm scared of her shouting at me. Shouting at me? You shout at me all the time. It's all right. I'm scared of getting sued, but I said nothing libelous. I told the truth. I held back a lot of stuff. Oh, I held back a lot of stuff. Why do you think she was so angry and such a bully? I said, well, she told me some things in the jungle, but it's not my story to tell, and I wouldn't want to guess what was going on. So when you read it, let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think. It's going to be shit, and I'm going to open up my phone one morning and go, oh my fucking God, no! But it'll be all right. It will be all right. I'm scared of her. I'm really scared of getting sued.
Which is what she wants.
Yeah. Do you know what? Probably said more in this podcast than I did in the interview. Be funny, you people watching this now and some of you listening to this who know my work, you'll know, when you read it, you'll know what I said and what they extrapolated. Mm-hmm. You'll know.
Here's the thing. You are not chasing fame.
No.
It's not of interest to you anymore. And also you are not... you have nothing to hide. So, you said that you told the truth and you were careful with other people's stories. That's all you can say.
Well, it's parents' evening on Wednesday.
Oh.
It's nice to find out now, isn't it? All right. So, so that's happening. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And I did it without any malice. I didn't say, oh, I think she's an FMB, because I don't think that. She said, are you still angry with her? I said, no, of course not. It was years ago. I don't like her, but I don't have any real feelings towards her because I don't care. No. If she asked me out for coffee, I wouldn't go. I did mention...
But I think that's quite unlikely anyway, isn't it?
I did mention the hampers. She sent us all hampers afterwards, like really expensive, from Fortnum and Mason, possibly.
Yeah, but there was a whole storm afterwards, wasn't there, about her being called a bully? So,
can you guess what food she put in my hamper?
Was it a dog shit?
No. What food would she?
Strawberries.
There we go.
Listen, I do think she can be quite funny, and when she first went in, before you were in there, I thought I kind of admired her. The woman is a machine, right? Swimming challenges and stuff, she's a machine. But I don't like the playground tactics that were employed, where it was, let's all pick on one person, and that's what it felt like. Yeah. And I said that at the time, and I was not happy about it, and I still don't like that. But I also feel like she's had a kick in now. what more do people want?
And you know, actually talking about this here is helping me put in perspective and helping me remind me I'm a 51-year-old man. I run my own business. I do these shows. I hang out with my absolute best mate who's totally got my back covered. And she doesn't scare me. I'm worried about being sued, but I haven't done anything to be sued.
No.
So it's helped me talking about it. Mm-hmm. Didn't she send you texts about the hampers when it was all kicking off with her and Colleen? Yeah, we had some exchanges on DMs on Insta, I think it was. And she said, I've got these, you've got to stop calling me a bully because that's not what happened. I've got these WhatsApp messages when you left the jungle where you were being really friendly with me and I will share them. And I should have said, I thought you lost your phone in the North Sea. Instead I went...
I think that was her assistant that lost the phone.
Right. I said, you should share them. She says, right, you've got to go out. You've got to. I wish I'd kept those messages. You've got to go and tell everyone I didn't bully you. I said, well, I'm not going to do that because
also,
that's not my truth.
You don't have to.
Oh, anyway. So I did a little dance with the devil. We'll see if I regret it or not. Tell you what, should we see you back here same time next week and we can talk about whether it was a disaster then or not? But actually, this time next week, I'll have done my first day on the couples counselling course. So I'm really excited about that. I'm nervous, right? So it's 8 full-day sessions. Ba-ding! It's 8 full-day sessions, and it's this next Friday and Saturday, and then the next one's in January, and then February and March. And it's with a group of other people, other counsellors, and I'm really nervous, but that good nervous of I am pushing myself. Because I could have done an online one. It's cheaper, but I was like, do you know what? I know the person that's taking it, that's running it. I want to feel uncomfortable again.
Yeah.
If I've not got much work on, if I've got a lot, actually work is okay. But if I've got more time, I want to go in and I want to roll up my sleeves and get my hands dirty.
Yeah. You know, I often resent going into college to do my teacher training, but actually it's not about the lessons necessarily, but about the fact that we're all in the same boat and I get loads and loads of wisdom from my fellow trainees. So, yeah, I will be glad to finish my teacher training, but I also recognise that it's been an experience. It's been an experience. And I was longing for something new to learn. Boy, did I get it. Although I sometimes catch sight of myself as a teacher now and the way I conduct myself. I am not the apologetic, slightly scared person that I was when I first went in last year. You know, people wander into my classroom. You're not in my class. Out you go. See you break time.
Sorry, my phone is pinging. That is
I tried to keep it friendly, but I am also not afraid to be a little bit stern, which is new. What do you mean you're used to that with Judge Boyle? That's an outrageous slur. What's happening?
Parents' evening goes from 5:30 to 8 o'clock.
Sweet Lord.
I'll be there. Let me turn the pinger off. Sorry, that's the person who's going to come and look at the foster cat, Lucy, coming on Monday.
Oh.
Do you ever get... I tell you what I had the other week. I was sat here with a client on Zoom and suddenly I became hyper self-aware. I could feel my arse on the chair. I could feel my hands on the armrests. I could see myself in the Zoom. I thought, oh my God, I'm actually here and this person is... Now, it didn't last long. It lasted maybe 25 seconds, right? And I noticed it and I went, right, I'm noticing this. This is not helpful right now. So what I'll do is I've got another 20 minutes. I'll come back to that afterwards. Just kind of what I've trained myself to do with my ADHD. Sometimes my mind will wander. I've taught myself to focus for 15 minutes, but sometimes my mind will go, oh, thinking about that, that's not important right now. It's not useful. I'll come back to that later and let me focus back in. But I was really hyper self-aware. Have you had that teaching yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm standing at the board with my clicker and I'm like going through
With your what, sorry?
A clicker to go through the slides. I'd be wandering around the classroom. I'm a pacer. I'm that teacher that walks around. Dynamic.
That's one thing I would use. Actually, that is a word I'd use to describe
exactly.
you.
So, but
I'd call you DB.
Shut up.
Dynamic Boyle.
Anyway, I think the YouTube generation needs to keep their eyes moving. Whoa, mate.
Come on.
It's the cats.
It's the cats. Loose.
I think the YouTube generation needs to keep their eyes moving. So I tried to be a moving target. But anyway, so I'm there and I'm doing it, and you suddenly sort of catch sight of yourself through the kids' eyes, and you think, oh my God, they believe I'm a teacher. Anyway, so I carry on.
That's it. This person's just telling me something awful. Do they know who I am?
What I really loved today this was great. So I've got a little cluster of magazine kids. They're setting up a new magazine at school, and they sort of tend to come and hang out during the break times, and we'll have a chat about what's going on, and the conversation wanders, but it's okay because it's break time and stuff. And they're just like, my classroom is cool, right? So they like to come in, they'll sit on the sofa, and it's like, sometimes they'll be talking to each other, sometimes I'm involved, often I'm involved. Sometimes they're asking me for advice, like I'm bloody Yoda. But anyway, so I was in there, and then there was a little knock on the door, and it was some of the year 11s who were my fizzy year 10s from last year.
Yeah.
And they'd come to see me. Oh. And they'd say, Katherine, have you got a second? And I'd say, guys, do you mind? And they all just really respectfully all cleared out and made room for this kid to come in. And I thought it was beautiful. And she went, oh, no, it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. I just sort of came in for a chat because I haven't seen you for ages.
That's good, yeah.
But it's just the way the other kids just went, oh, yeah, fair enough, we're out. It's so cute. I love those kids.
When you do this show here,
yeah,
do you look at the camera or the screen?
Bit of both.
Because I was just watching the screen and I saw your eyes were looking directly at me, which means you're looking at the camera.
Yeah. Is that a problem?
No, it's not a problem.
You're supposed to do that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Rather than looking at yourself.
No, you really are.
Mesmerised by yourself.
You really are. I was looking at... So I was watching Limmy's stream, and he does this... He's been watching it for months, thinking, how does he do that? So I asked the question, and someone told me. So he'd be streaming with his room like this, right? Mm-hmm. And then he'll bring up something on his computer, a YouTube or a game, and it fills the back like he's got a green screen. So suddenly he's sitting in it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, has he got a green screen of his room, which some people do? Has he got green? And I asked the questions, and someone went, oh, it's a program called NVIDIA. And I'm going to play around with it. I probably won't use it for this because it's an extra level of complication. But do you remember ages ago there was that? It's the same program that does that thing that will lift your eyes to the camera.
Yeah.
So if you're looking there, the eyes will go up and it looks a bit weird. It's the same thing, and it does this thing where you don't need a green screen. It just puts it behind you. It's phenomenal. So I might have a little play around with that.
Technology's flipping genius these days. At work, all the kids, we get the Adobe suite for nothing. So you get Premiere Pro, Audition.
I love that.
There's a podcast one now. Oh my God, right. There is an AI audio corrector on the podcast app, which is incredible.
What does it do?
So, all right, let me give you an example.
Please do.
I had a student who had a guest come in and only one microphone worked, but we didn't realise till afterwards because she didn't test the microphone, which is a lesson she has learned.
I've done that.
Right, so she came back, she went, oh my God, you can only hear me, you can't hear the guest. I went, right, well, this isn't optimal. So I was getting prepared to go through it all and lift hers and put it down and put it like a patchwork quilt. I've done it before. It can be salvaged. It was that or nothing. And at that point, I thought it was worth a try. So I sat down ready to do it. And then it was pointed out to me that there's this program in the corrector program. What's it called?
Is it Audition?
No, it's not in Audition. It's in the podcast. It's in Adobe Podcast, but it's called Voice Enhancer. And you put it in. Do you know what it did?
Did it enhance the voice?
Yeah, it was like 15, 20 minutes worth, right? It took about 30 seconds to upload it.
Yeah.
And then there was a little slider to actually turn up or turn down the enhancement.
Did the sound
too
waveform?
far? It sounds like it's not a waveform.
No, but did it look, when you look at the picture of it, does it look odd?
It looked fine.
Okay, because I told you about this 2 years ago. Yeah, I told you about this 2 years ago, and you went...
but I've never had to do it for something so extreme before.
Okay,
sure.
I told you about it 2 years ago, and you went, "That looks awful. I don't want to know about it."
I don't think it was invented then.
It
I think
was.
You're lying.
What? This is. She's lamplighting me. That's what she told me it was called. Anyway,
If you do it too far, it sounds like Metal Mickey. But we just did it so much, and you know, if you're listening out, it does sound a little bit weird. But only like in a way that's like, oh, that's a bit of a crap microphone. It was not salvageable the old-fashioned way.
Oh! What have we got today? We're going to get copyright. Don't have to stop it. Stop it.
Flipping in it.
Nearly got a copyright. On that bombshell, if you want more, if you're watching the video, scan the QR code or go to patreon.com/Iain and Katherine. Patreon.com/IAIN and Katherine with a K. If you've got any suggestions or anything you want us to talk about, you can give us a call. We never answer the phone in the week, so just leave a message. 0203 286 6370 0203 286 6370 or email latenightalternative@gmail.com. It's all in the show notes. Ciao, ciao, ciao.